The Flight of the Bumblebees is a QRP contest that takes place in July of each year. It's CW only, 5 watts. Come and join me. I'm Steve Parks, Bumblebee number 32, and you're watching the Dummy Loads. Step 1. Leave at least an hour and a half early. It starts at noon. Step 2. Throw pretty much all of your portable gear in the trunk. Men hope for the best. For the Flight of the Bumblebee contest, you are required to convey your equipment some distance by foot. So, just for proof, I came from the car. Step 3. Set up your antenna. To set up the antenna, I use a screwdriver as a base for the mast. You want to put that in the ground and put the collapsible fishing pole on top, but be careful not to dump the internal sections. Next, I like to unroll all of the wire and clip it into the carabiners at the top section of each pole. Then I lift the mast. I like to start with the center mast and work my way out. Because there's only one screwdriver and the fishing line on the end of each wire for support, it's simple and effective. Behind me is my antenna setup. This is something we call a park portable doublet. It is two 52-foot pieces of wire, and we just run them up in parallel and then out like a doublet. I feed it with a 16:1 transformer that gives me lots of options to match it with a KX2 on 20, 15, basically anything 10 through 40 meters. It's great. So for our contest today, it's a good antenna option. Step 4. Because the bands are pretty lousy, bring a good book. This is the operating position. We're about 2 hours into the contest. I have 14 contacts. I had to stop about an hour ago and make some adjustments to the end supports on the antennas. I don't know if you can see the end supports down there. The wind's blowing pretty good, which is nice. It means I'm not sweating to death. But it's been pretty rough on the those poles are only guyed with a screwdriver driven into the ground, and then the back guy of the fishing line that I have tied to the wire. So the wind is pretty tough on them. You can see this one over here. It looks like it actually has a fish. But the sun has finally come out after about 2 hours, so it's getting nice and hot. Had somebody stop by, introduce himself, said he was interested in ham radio. So, Anthony, if you're watching, it's a pleasure to meet you, sir. Hope you join our wonderful hobby. All right, back to operating. Pro tip, pick a spot with a restroom. 4 hours is a long time. I used an iPad for logging. While not perfect, Hamlog for iOS is reasonable software for portable logging. Step 5 is to pack everything up. The good news is the Park Portable Doublet is a relatively easy antenna to set up and take down. I was able to set up under the clouds, but taking down in the sun was really hot and it took it out of me. Once everything was packed up, I headed home. This is what it all looks like when it's all packed up. Well, I need to put the battery in. The iPad is about dead, but yeah, it packs down pretty small. Got a chair, got a backpack full of gear, battery, and a good book. Although, I did not make very much progress on the book. Turns out the contest was pretty busy, and I had a visitor. 28 contacts, 18 bumblebees. I got to enjoy a cloudy breeze and a scorching sun. All that Texas has to offer. 7-2 from KF5RY.